let's get to the big interview on the FayWhat show. The only show where we spill the queer tea, baby. From my bed, right? I mean, where else would the queer tea be than in my bed? So today we're joined by a powerhouse who is turning wellness into a mobile revolution. And I mean literally rolling through town like a lesbian Batwoman. All right, that is what this woman is doing. Please welcome the founder of J WolfPaX and the woman behind the Wolf Den Mobile Wellness Lounge, Jessica Woolverton. Yay!
Yay!
Jess, I'm sorry. One day I'll have an audience. Right now, you've got to be your own audience. All right, so yes! Welcome to my bed, Jess.
Yes, thank you for inviting me to your bed.
Thank you so much for being here. So let me just start by saying I love your freaking last name. Okay, like Woolverton. I was like, am I gonna have like Wolverine in bed with me, right? Like, just I mean, like, have you gotten that
nickname? It's been a nickname.
Shut up,
Wolfie, Wolvie, Wolverine. It's been all of it. Yeah,
I love that. Yeah. I mean, I love me some Wolverine, so I wouldn't be mad like being referred to as it, right? I mean.
No, he's hot, number one.
Thank you.
And sexy.
Thank
and strong.
you.
He's all the things.
Thank you. And he's got great nails. So thank you. You know. Exactly. Oh my God, how funny. Jess, how long have you been out?
I have been out since I was 15.
Oh.
15. Yep. I came out to my mom. She was the first person. She kind of asked me. She definitely asked me if I was gay instead of me going straight to her. So it's been a long time.
Oh, yeah. But kudos to your mom for asking. Like, kudos to those parents out there that, you know, because I hate hearing, I knew it. So why don't you freaking talk to the kid? You might help them get out of a tough space. You know what I mean?
They knew it when I was 2 years old. They called it.
Shut up.
And I was like, yes. And they almost like told me they kind of knew, but it wasn't like a big thing. It was just like me and my mom in my room, and I was packing to go to Halloween Horror Nights with a friend, right? And I'm packing sports pants, right? Like sweatpants, shorts, whatever. Comfy, yeah, because I like comfort. Who doesn't? And then my mom's like, well, who are you trying to impress, girls or guys? And I was like, oh, girls. And I just said it.
And
I was like, girls.
That,
yeah,
right? And you probably took you said it and then like took a breath, kind of like waiting, kind of.
Yes, my heart absolutely dropped. And there's a lot, you know, behind that I didn't want to come out during that time because my father passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Not too long before.
So it was a lot going on, and you didn't want to give something else to your mom. But we take it as we're giving something else to them. You don't know how they're gonna receive it, and she was ready.
Right.
So she wanted to know.
She did. She was ready to know.
Oh, I love that coming out story. And it's like, it's such a blessing when you're able to do that at a young age. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like with the current climate, I know people that are like coming out in their 80s and they're more afraid than ever. And then others that are like, F it. I'm old. I'm staying in the closet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like not even worth it at this point. all this shit, you know?
Oh my God. So Jess, you know, you're a baller because I know that you like sports. I mean, look at the bod, right? You're a healer. Right? Yes, you're a traveler.
Yes.
You're a lover of all things sweaty.
Pretty much.
And spiritual. But before we talk about saunas and soul work, I need to know who's your sleepover spirit animal.
My sleepover spirit animal.
Yes, like an animal that you would like to cuddle with at night.
A wolf. A wolf. I want to cuddle a wolf. It's not original either. I'm like J WolfPaX, Woolverton.
No, but it's your truth. It's your truth. It's
my truth. Okay? I have a wolf on my leg. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'll cuddle with a. I mean, we have a dog in bed. They're descendants of wolves.
They are. They really are. You know, like whenever I see, like, I always get stuck watching those weird animal shows, right? The reality shit, right? And when they like tranquilize like a big ass animal and then like they're able to do anything to it, you know, like for a moment, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was there.
Do you want to snuggle with it?
Yeah. I'd probably snuggle with everybody else, but just
I guess it's the only opportunity to snuggle when
with a wolf.
Yeah, with a wolf specifically, right? They have to be out. Yeah, they have to be out.
All right, so obviously, let's dig into the wolf den, all right? So this is a 24-foot mobile oasis. Cold plunges, saunas, compression. Girl, you brought the spa to the streets, all right?
Yep.
How did this idea come up?
Let me tell you, this has been a vision for like 4 years now. And
wait a minute, 4 years. If I'm doing the math, that's like COVID.
Yes. Yeah. So I was going, I had this vision during COVID because I was going through a lot at the time, right? So I played college basketball. I played overseas, in a lot of different countries over the summers, which was amazing. And I was that athlete that was like, what's the point of stretching? Like, I don't want to stretch, coach, like I just didn't take care of my body, and my mind the way that I could have been. And so I had a month sabbatical during COVID from work. And at the time I was working for a nonprofit, and it was amazing. It's a very corporate nonprofit, but burnout's really high, right? Yeah. I mean, we can talk all day long about burnout in nonprofits specifically, but, so I took this sabbatical. I went out back to Colorado because that's where I'm from, and there's a ton of hot springs out there. Oh. So I went to this one place called Orvis Hot Springs, which is in Ridgway, Colorado, and they had sauna, cold plunge, hot tubs, all these things. And just before I left, I had just been diagnosed with ADHD and general anxiety disorder. And for me, I'm like, well, I knew this like my whole life. I was able to cope with it, but there's something missing. There's something missing. And so when I started doing the cold plunge, the sauna, and really taking care of my wellness and opening up my energy, right? Opening up my spirit, my energy, I was able to receive, right? And I'm a giver. And so for a long time, it was really hard for me to receive. Because I thought I was taking.
Well, and also, right?
I'm like, I'm taking something.
Yes, I'm taking something. You're not. There's enough for all of us. And that's just something, that's the marginalized mentality, unfortunately, right?
Right.
It comes from being queer. It comes from being a woman. It comes from all that bullshit.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, it's okay you're giving, but you're depleting your own self as well.
Yep. Exactly.
So continue.
And people want to give, right?
Yeah.
Just like I want to give to people want to give to me. And so when I'm not allowing them to give to me, then I am already being a taker.
Yes.
Right? I'm already taking the opportunity away from them and the opportunity away from myself from receiving that. So, I started doing a lot of wellness during this month sabbatical, and everything shifted. My spirit, my mental health definitely shifted. And I'm like, okay, there's clearly science behind this. People have been doing this for thousands of years. What is this about? And so really digging into it and becoming an expert in the nervous system and what happens when we experience trauma, when we experience burnout, right? Or just there's a lot going on in our lives, and how do we
release
anxiety,
depression, exhaustion. I mean, like, I feel like the 100 people that are working are doing the job before 400 people. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? And they're expected to.
Yeah, yes.
And then they expect themselves to perform at that level, which then will elevate and create anxiety, create a lot of different things going on in the body. And so it elevates that nervous system. So how do we, what tools do we have out there in the world that can down-regulate? And a big one is our own breath. Just our own breath, yes. Yeah. And that's what's key in a cold plunge. There's so many people, I don't know how many people you've even had in this bed. I'm not going to ask, but you know what, I don't know how many people would just be like, nope, I hate the cold. Like, already say no to it because there's a fear.
Yeah. Well, and also, we're Floridians, right? We don't even get in the water when it's too cold or too hot. Like, we're that picky, And so we're thinking cold plunge. We're thinking freezing your tuchus off, and all of that.
Right.
But I think, funny enough, right? It's supposed to help you with your mental well-being. It's supposed to help you calm the mind. But your mind is going so fast right before you go in it if you haven't begun to breathe.
And that's what I find. So I guide people. It's not just, hey, you're going to do a cold plunge and feel great, physically and whatever. I know the background. I know about the endorphins and their neurotransmitters that are being released, what's happening. I can spot, immediately when someone is having anxiety or a trauma response in the cold plunge. And that's very real. And the reason that happens is because our nervous systems, trauma gets frozen in it, right? If we don't release our traumas, it gets frozen in our nervous system.
Like when they say the issues are in the tissues, like that?
Yep, our fascia, all of it. Yes. And everything's connected.
Wow.
Everything's connected. So it's, okay, the cold plunge actually will elevate your nervous system, but then it down regulates and you use your breath and you can I mean, the studies are out there. Heart rate goes down, dopamine increases by 250%, serotonin by 250%, and norepinephrine, which is like adrenaline, by 530% after 3 minutes.
Wow.
And then it reduces it. And then you want to talk about the other physical parts, like reduces inflammation, burns a ton of calories, just warming back up. And it goes on
like
and on.
my wife has rheumatoid arthritis pretty severely.
Yeah.
And so she has talked about the different saunas and how good they are for different,
So
and she's
good.
also a nurse, you know, the cold plunge, how that is different. And she's also said that it does elevate your heart rate, but it's a temporary thing.
Yep.
You know, it goes right back down for anybody who's worried about that kind of stuff. But also talk to your doctor first, you know, if
Always.
you know, always have some kind of, you know, first of all, you should have a doctor that you can talk to, right? LGBTQ plus people, find a doctor who is also LGBTQ plus savvy. They could be an ally, but they could be savvy about things that we need that other people don't, you know?
Absolutely.
But how did this all end up mobile though, Jess? Like, I mean, all this is like incredible. And the fact that you're there standing next to somebody, right? Because I'm thinking about like trauma responses, right? Like for me, I come from a Puerto Rican Colombian family and they thought that it was smart to teach me how to swim by throwing me in the ocean, right?
Right.
All that did was give me trauma.
Right. And there's fear of water now.
Thank you.
Right. And so how do you even overcome that and come to a cold plunge, and we'll get that over. And I have a lot of people in recovery who actually do come and really enjoy doing this because it's an overcoming. It's a challenge that is already being overcome every day. And how do you continue overcoming the back end of the why, right? Why did I get to this point? And how can I heal myself, right? How can I heal? And so going back to your question around the mobile sauna, for me, being a nonprofit, my background's in social work. I have a master's in social work. Access and prevention is something I'm really passionate about, right? So I'm like, how can I build this thing that's never been done? Saunas have been done in trailers before. I won't take credit for that. But the way that I have everything laid out, how can I make this accessible for every single person? Nonprofits, running clubs, cycle races, corporate wellness, right? That's a big one.
Yeah, corporate runs, all of that.
All of it. And just overall corporate wellness, right? And like the return on investment, the ROI of just bringing me in for a half a day, how much that actually will boost performance. I mean, it just goes on and on.
I mean, think about it. Employers, right? If your employees are not well, then they're not going to perform to where you need them to, right? And period, you know. And mental health is tricky. I mean, because there's so many components to it, right? Like, I still go to meetings. I still go to AA meetings after 10 years. I need it. I still have my therapist that I talk to once a week. I think it's important, right? For everybody to have someone to talk to. You were diagnosed with things that are very common that people have all the time, but people are afraid to talk to. You're here live on a camera saying, hey, I was diagnosed with ADHD and I had to figure out what to do next.
Right. And how to navigate it, all of it, everything, society, my job, creating a new business, which again, like, don't have a background in business. However, right?
However, I'm queer, so I'm going to start a business.
Right, I'm going to start a business and get lots of grants. No.
That's not easy.
It's
and
not.
That's easy to say, but it's also not easy to implement.
Right, and it's the passion. For me, it's like, it's purpose and passion, the healer, the healing connection, and just raising the frequency, right? Like, and I mean, we can talk all day again about like where we're at as a society and as a community, and it's a low vibration, right? We're actively in a very low vibration, and people are struggling.
It's true.
Even energetically without knowing what's going on. Well, the energy is affecting you that is going on in the world right now, right? And how are you taking care of yourself than to outwardly take care of others or your job or your animals or whatever it is.
Or your crew or, you know, we've seen cold plunges in a lot of different places, and it's usually like in some kind of, in a spa at a corner there, and you're like, oh, that's the cold plunge. Let me go in, you know, but most people don't know, right? Exactly what it can do, the positive of it, right? Et cetera. What is something that people get totally wrong about cold plunge?
That's a great question. That they can get like hypothermia from it, right? And I'm not saying that they can't. It depends on the temperature. And that's the other thing. There's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of people, it's very trendy to do a cold plunge. But jumping into a cold plunge that's like 37 degrees, especially for women, right, is is detrimental. It actually causes too much of a shock on your body, and it releases too much cortisol, right? And all these things in our bodies, our hormones. So keeping the temperature at anywhere between 50 and 59 degrees, you're going to receive all the same benefits, right? So you don't have to go into a cold plunge that's filled with ice, because mine aren't. I have no ice. I have chillers that actually have a double filtration system and keep the water
at that temperature that you want.
Yep, exactly.
But see, that's different. Doing this with someone that is a trained professional, that knows their shit, that is watching, that knows your trauma, that knows what you've been through, that knows what you're trying to get over, that knows your challenges, and then is there with you while you're getting this cold plunge. You know what I mean? Like, and then after, how do you feel? What's going on? You know, like all of that. All of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's time to do a quick round of Say What with FayWhat. All right, so Say What with FayWhat. I basically give you a couple of options. It's a quick fire challenge, and you just answer real quick to the best of your ability. You ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Cold plunge or hot gossip?
Cold plunge.
Favorite lesbian icon?
Oh my God.
Past or present? It doesn't matter.
Oh my God. I don't want to say Ellen DeGeneres, but I'm just going to go with it because it came to mind.
Okay, you're going to say it, but fine.
I'm saying it.
Fine. Weirdest DM you've ever gotten?
I actually don't get weird DMs.
Really? You are a lucky girl.
I'm super lucky.
Like, she's super lucky because she's this pretty and doesn't get those weird I get the weirdest DMs with pictures sometimes.
Wait, what was your weirdest DM?
Oh my God. Like, oh, I saw you at this party and here's a picture of my vagina with good light.
Okay.
Like, and they had used like I mean, I appreciate the lighting, like, because you know, like
lighting's everything.
Because lighting is important. It made the vagina look better, but it caught me off guard because like I met them at an event and it was a professional thing, and I just didn't expect
to receive that.
Because that's why it was weird.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, so.
But if it wasn't a professional event, it wouldn't have been weird. You're like, oh yeah, this is normal.
Here's another vagina. I mean, it's just been, it was a lucky Saturday. You know, what can I tell you?
I get lucky with that. I don't have.
She's super lucky. What's one thing you always travel with?
Headphones.
What's your go-to snack after a healing session?
Ooh, an apple. Usually.
Okay. One word your ex might use to describe you. Be nice.
Be nice?
Yes.
Okay. My ex would describe me as playful.
Okay, see? That was nice.
Joyful,
okay,
playful.
Okay. What's more likely to heal the world? Breath work or Beyonce?
That's a hard question, because it's beyond, how do you...
Because Beyonce might help you with the breath work, right?
Exactly. She might help you breathe.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm going to have to say Beyonce.
Okay.
Okay, it's really breath work.
Okay,
but
it is, but we had to say Beyonce too. All right. Well, you crushed that, and that was easy. So final stretch, all right? The Quantum Healing Summit. Tell me what folks can expect when they show up.
The Quantum Healing Summit, so Brian Crawford and I put this together, and we invite other folks who are really into wellness and spirituality, and we just give them a rundown of what we do, why it's important, the wellness aspect of it, the spirituality aspect of it, and the mental health aspect of it. So it's really like a get to know you type of event. And they get to know me, they can ask questions. It's nice. Okay,
well, see, I mean, again, and who doesn't have some kind of healing to do? You know, I mean, like, we had the message at church. I go to Unity on the Bay. It's a very queer church. Yeah. And, you know, our message was that, like, healing. Like, who doesn't have some kind of trauma? Who doesn't have something? And as much as we want to say, I'm working on myself or I'm doing what I can, right? You can always do more. And there's always parts that we're afraid to touch. And that's that trauma stuff that I think that your cold plunge would help with from my seat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because in my mind, I'm just automatically thinking, okay, I've got this trauma. I've got it in my mind. And the cold plunge is kind of a trauma too, right? So I get to like knock them both out at once. That's kind of how I'm going to it. Yeah. You know, does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Is that, Is that healthy to look at it that way?
Yeah, I think it's up to preference, right? Mm-hmm. So like I'll go to run clubs, and then I have these athletes who just do cold plunges all the time, and they just jump in. They're already like acclimated, and they know the breath work and all of that. But oftentimes we're not talking about the mental health aspect of it, right? And sitting down with those athletes and actually guiding, and then that's what I'll grab from meeting with people. But I love the thought of, I want to overcome something. I know I can, and it might bring stuff up, but I'm going to do it anyway.
But I love it. And in such a different atmosphere.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, again, Therapy is important. Fellowship's important. Group works are important. But this is like a one-on-one with someone who knows what they're talking about, right? I mean, it could be very transformative.
It is. It is absolutely transformative because you're also putting your body through the experience. And when we think about the experiences that we have in our life, it's not just in our mind, right? Like we're not like talk therapy, super important. I have my own therapist, would always recommend. And when I activate my body in a cold plunge, my body is responding differently because we hold other things down there that we might not even be aware of.
Know about, right?
So when we're talking to someone, we might not even be thinking through these things, but our body is going to show up and tell you something that you might not even know.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. See all those friends of mine that are going to those weird places to get ayahuasca and shit? Don't do that. Don't do that. Go get a cold plunge.
Do a cold plunge.
I'm just saying, all right? So, folks, if you're stuck in pain or burnout or just tired of your own damn routine, the Wolf Den might be the solution for you, okay? Yeah. You can follow Jess at J WolfPaX. That's JWolfPax is on your screens right now. And check out more about the mobile wellness movement at jwolfpax.com, right? And, and folks, I'm always here trying to remind you about wellness. Wellness is queer. All right. Like rest is radical and nobody heals alone. Okay. That's the final thing. Right. And sometimes like we feel like we have to suffer. Like, like we feel like we have to carry around that stuff. Yeah. I'm not saying that you're going to go have a session with Jess and everything's going to be fine, but I promise you and guarantee that you'll be in an elevated, better place.
100%. Guaranteed, like absolutely guaranteed you're going to be in a better place.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Jess, thank you so much for being on the show with me. Jess is actually going to stay with me to help me, and we're going to be talking about some fun stuff moving up, but I'm going to need for you to look into that camera and give them your best FayWhat. FayWhat! Go.
Do it again. FayWhat!
Yes, there it is. I love it. Make sure that you follow this beautiful human on all social media outlets, okay? Do yourself a favor and give yourself that little gift, okay? You never know where it might take you, and I bet you'll be sending me an email saying, thank you, Faye, for connecting me with Jess. She's a wolf for real. I just got a wolf tattoo, and thank you. All right.
I'm part of the